You do the roll call, like that, he's not gonna go on there. Let me just go from. AJ Gomez. Federico, Edison. Carlo. Viviana Frank, present. Roberto Gonzalez.
Here.
Robert. Media Doble. Yes. And academic sector, so. Vacant. Anybody sign up for public comments? Okay, so we'll move forward. So we'd like to concentrate on kind of open discussion of what's going to be happening with the event that's coming up. Everybody has been we have exactly 2 weeks, well, 1 day less than 2 weeks. Starts with more winning in the evening. And then the next day is the workshop and the exhibit. We would like to discuss what's going to happen at the workshop when it gets to that point. And I'm just going to Secretary report, Federico.
The secretary's report entails on the position, but I was reading the bylaws and I just wanted to share with you a little. So I'll be taking the meeting minutes and then I'll distribute them. And have just records of any board actions. So anything else that you all speak to, let me know.
Hello. Would you all introduce yourselves?
Sure. Melissa Gonzalez. Robles with Laredo Main Street and Farmers Market.
Federico Lizondo, Environmental Services Department.
Content creator.
Sabrina Lopez, City Makery. City Makery.
Jose Moreno, I see you.
Okay. Same.
Laredo Urban.
Sorry.
Everybody's Laredo, okay.
Okay, that's good. I guess then Laredo. On and so you want to finish your
The minutes and sending those out and any notices that you all might want to share. That as well. I have some grant writing experience as well, so if we ever need to. Work right next door at the Environmental Services Department, so I'm really close.
Uh, moving on to the treasury report.
Revenue. Cash, and then another $240. Expenditure. Yeah. Well, we did get a check right now. From Andy Webber.
Um, let's see, right.
Yeah, that was balanced.
Is that? Thank you for the treasure.
I have some remarks to. It's like he was kindly enough to buy the organization, an effort to launch our website. Partnerships that work at the Laredo Job Corps Center in an effort to establish a relationship with them and have some. The possibility to have a community, their community garden and provide technical assistance to the center. Also, we're going to provide technical assistance. Inside. Also. And second on the line. Thankfully, they didn't.
One what?
A gorilla car.
A gorilla card, that's it. Our next farmers market is on May 20th. Apply. Mission is. We're gonna talk about. The National Wildlife Federation as a search.
Can we explain?
I register our organization. We met our apartment. That's all I have to report right now.
So it's a certified garden. Or.
Yes,
like
we
a
have.
newsletter?
We send out.
But it doesn't explain in the posters, As you imagine, like. Yeah, yeah. Oh, good.
What the funding of the insects.
Okay,
That's all I have to report to you.
To put in, state grant update with discussion with possible action. Want to apply for, so it comes up in the meeting. So. And if not,
all those in favor?
item on the agenda stating grant.
Valerie seconded. All those in favor? Those opposed? Nico, I have a question, in terms of the grant, let's just assume it's already. I'm seeing him and looking at him.
I got Fernando, I got Francisco.
All right.
It's under review, I don't, I actually, told him yesterday, it says under review.
And what's the amount?
500,000, but 75 would stay with the food bank, or 20.
Let's hope. Everybody light a candle.
And this is towards healthy food system, so. Openings, new gardens, and also micro grants. Capacity, both for economic development and the charitable food system.
We have a partnership with Keep Laredo Beautiful, because one of the missions is the recreational activities, the Parks and Rec programming, and the other portion is to become more inclusive of the young ones on food production and sustainability food card. And I guess you will be wondering.
If we're not liking what we're doing, we can always shift.
Or is there a target audience, or is there a target programming agencies, things of that nature, or is it just?
Regarding in the city.
Because for PLB also right now. The sustainability within the household farming. Sustain or,
Yeah, we've got a professor at TAMU who, I did not say I was gonna bring up her name. Garden. I'm not sure entirely, but she's backyard gardening and then orders all her means, from hunting and fishing and logging and things like that. And eats mostly vegetables out of her own garden. So.
Where?
so we're inviting her to see if she wants to come in and just introduce what she started herself because of her needs, and maybe we could. She's a little bit busy right we sit together and that, but we briefly talked about the
It'd be
opportunity.
great if she could come to the workshop.
By the time they have so much on their plate that sometimes they need to travel out. But
I understand. The 17th and the 18th?
no, this week and next week is final exam, so it's
Thank you for
to be
coming.
here. Thank you for having me.
Well, the Food Policy Council for sure it's a, of your organization. Come and participate as part of the council, so. You want to come? So. Like the record show? This is like. It's not the record, it's whatever it was. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you. Sorry, it's a little late. I was coming from another meeting down. Hello, Mr. Applebaum. If I can just kind of go back to something that you mentioned, I know that you mentioned Conseco got broken into. Put stronger gates. I ordered 3 cameras that are gonna be that there's surveillance going on. Just by having signs around, that will, there's a busy street, right? But they come into the side street over here, and that's what we're gonna. What?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that.
some light. Just about putting it back.
Right.
That's what we were doing. Okay.
Did they bust the gate or did?
Property, the gate was broken.
Okay.
And since
We were probably one of the first one to see it, but now we're gonna put signs, God willing, and vegetables and all the planting that we have there, but no.
That's right, but they only took the cart.
they-
Everybody's different.
Gonna be monitoring the.
So it'll be connected with PD. So that's the plan. A cellular wireless connection that we're gonna put, yeah.
Okay.
2 weeks or so, we should be getting them.
And this was through allocation of.
Yeah, want to make sure that we've invested so much money in there and time and resources that.
So, can we move on to the next item? Made by committee members. Exhibit and who's committed so far?
So I met with Lydia yesterday. Excuse me. The booths, we have, I think we have 15. I think I I'll talk to him after, and health department, if there could be a booth from you guys. And then I think we have Palo Blanco.
We have Palo Blanco, which is also gonna be there. Bella Gourmet, we have Love. The health department, we wanted to confirm, we have, another. Salsa matcha, so she'll be there as well. Is LCU have a booth as well?
I think Frontera.
We wanted to check with Laredo Sustainable to see if
So, do you know Berman?
yes.
He would be. Val, Contreras about.
Yeah, she was gonna. We have several things that we have to go over, and that was one of them.
For her restaurant.
Okay. Or for the table.
No, she's invited to the table. To the table. Business.
We're also reaching out to, Saludos Brewery because they have, so I'm getting a
That's great.
contact for them, hopefully. They told me that
You told me, I forgot.
she wa- and so we're inviting them.
Have they come out yet, do you know?
They should send them out on Tuesday of every. Something like that, yeah.
So we're inviting the other city guys.
Yeah, so we also, yesterday when we met, we also went over like a little calendar. Like, what's everyday post and not just the flyer every single day. To the whole, every single day post from here to the day after the event where it will be an.
Is there an interview or is it just announced?
It's an interview.
So. So.
I mean, the, for KGNS is on the 11th, May 11th. I have to check my calendar to see what days they are, but they're all set, like they're. Sabrina would be there to announce it for the interviews, but. I mean, it could be 3, but.
It'd be great to like use it as a.
Or maybe you want to do the Spanish one?
Yes, I can, main, digital, and all the radio, Spanish radio stations. Actually,
And we can add, if you want, we can add 98.1 and, no, that's, C93 and.
How do we get the dates so that we can send it out to the producers and people who are going to?
391, maybe tomorrow we can finalize the exact.
They can sign up and be.
Sign up.
Is that something anybody here who's a producer would?
Maybe we could have dates.
Fox and Entrevisión will go to you, but interview you in Spanish and in English, so I can. In the English, somewhere and they can meet there. They're very flexible.
Yeah, being promoting the sustainability. Getting that. Okay, yeah.
I think even whenever.
Why does it tend to you, like with the garden and Chris, one of the booths?
Chris, that's right. We're going through a transition at the university. Entire all of the administration changes this year and probably next year. Always where yet. And there we don't have entrance yet either, so.
In charge of it, and Chris was talking about transitioning out as well. So he was running the gardens. We don't have anyone run. Sometimes Chris. And sometimes the group of volunteers.
During this transition, not missing it. No.
Yeah.
And so. That will help everybody kind of go back to.
I kind of knocked them out pretty quickly. I wanted to check with the health department about the public access street more.
No, I was supposed to get back at us. They've been busy.
Helping us out with this event and helping City Makery out. She's handling the volunteer.
You can call for either Selma or Sabrina, who provide support to. Either or.
Just, I think we said about 6.
The common exams too, we'll have it on standby, we'll probably just do a select group of us.
Also, Carol Ramirez, who's the new FA president, reached out to her, and I also reached out to right now, but I also have friends where I need volunteer hours, so I'll be reaching out. Like KGNS, so if we want to do like the radio or like podcasts, I think we should include the days, like, so how many more days do we have leading up to the event? You said a little. Maybe like the 15th, May 15th, like we can have like, okay, the 15th, we'll be doing something. So we can have specific days leading up to the event. Because I feel like, I feel about it, we're gonna like spread the word.
Yeah, so the calendar that we worked on yesterday, that's KGNS post, and it's like, did you find us at KGNS, or did you see, or did you? Like all these things, every single day from the day of, from here to the.
The podcast.
Oh, yeah, and then the podcast, so we are. We have it on the schedule, right? Friday or Monday. And
Yeah, we'll be doing live streams, with Belle.
charges all the time for everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
None of that. Okay.
So it depends, like maybe his radio station, like he'll invite you as an interview, maybe he'll.
Okay.
So just if you wanna check on that.
Alright, I'll look into the pricing, maybe we can find someone who will do. That you would do the Spanish version, right?
Yes, and I just confirmed with Laredo Digital and 106.
Uh-huh. Sabrina? Perfect, I'll put that on my calendar.
Okay, all right. Donating 100 books, and we're gonna be giving them out at the work. Out.
Mark when he's talking.
Okay, Mark when he's talking.
Mhm.
So that's, that'll be, this past Monday, Sabrina passed out signed copies to the council. Part of their, feeds on social media. Invitation from the health, from Dr. Chamberlain, that's gonna go out. And hopefully what we're trying to do is, you said, no, so. All right, so what we need all your help to get people committed to come. Those and anybody John also maybe from Waste, that we be at some of those tables, because we do need people who understand a little bit about what, waste or little things that have to do with the food system. And looking for doctors, we're looking for people who just have some touch of what it means to be in the, dealing with waste. coming up with, and I'm hoping that you all can give us some feedback. Are complex. So what we're trying to do with these areas where hopefully people you know, who are passionate about some of these things, people who are curious. So there's various types of people and various reasons for them to be there, including I'm also be there. I've gotten tentative yeses from a lot of I think if a lot of these people or study or whatever, that they will come and make the commitment. Maybe we're shooting for 60. So the prompt for the workshop is essentially to go around for everybody. The idea is to say, okay, movement in the city, right? That's what we're trying to do. Create a movement in the city. Of the food system. So everybody would have the same prompt in terms of think of this is what we've come up with. Think about what it is border cuisine or healthy cuisine and very much a part of your experience in the city, right? Restaurant essentially, except for a couple. It's Mexican, right? We don't take advantage of it on many different levels because San Antonio invented, you know, so you know, we know that. So, I mean, we know that that you know, we get part of it, of course. But it's also a super utility of the right methods to do that. So the idea is to about what that special, you know, like how do you produce it? Where would you get the fruits and vegetables? Growing corn around here, so you would make you'd ask me tortillas in the regular one here, so we're going to use that for our enchiladas or something, you know. At some point, you're going to start a business with it. How would you package it? Where would you sell it? Well, we're not going to say it at the beginning. about telling people that, they have to figure out how to sell it. This great deal or this great food that they're deciding to, you know. They have to use a car, public transportation, or a bicycle to get there. So where would you put these places? Each one of these would have 10 minutes, and at the end, every table would come up and say, this is what we did. We'll go through, and it can. It took all of us a long time to understand what the food system is. And so the civic, its potential in the city now touches everybody right now. So we're hoping that is it still too complicated? Is it? Is it too simple?
People are gonna get discouraged.
Right.
I think,
Here, this is where I would put a community garden. You know, the people who are, I think we have 6 volunteers from every city in the city. Maybe do this without being experts in the field and visit. So we want people to just engage with what they think it's all about. We want to record the table talk and made at the table, and we're going to pin them up and sector. A lot of people just think that it happens because so. Anyways, what I'm for the restaurant business. So is it is
Develop one of these people. Like,
like going
as myself or as.
or so anyways, I don't know if
this will show up, as long as we announce it, and I think we're pretty, because of the different. Can we approach and kind of like, hey, and I'm pretty sure asking them, like, do you know who's a nutrition, or, you know, like, or do you know? Can invite them. I think one of the biggest things is, communicating or or they just see it, and I mean, if they don't know what it is, they kind of ignore it or something. So I explain to them or just tell them like, look, it's push the social media aspect of it. Like one of the posts is that we talked about was picture, and then right there, people are, or even using like the other start getting a little bit more like, okay, yeah, well, maybe I don't wanna know, or I really don't care.
Yeah.
Once you get them there, you start explaining, or they might be interested in have the ones that are gonna kind of step back, but you'll have the ones we just have to push them, but just have their opinions and then.
Purposes, so our strategy is have a conference, educate the city of Laredo constituents. In general, and then the purpose of that is honestly advocate to have a sustainable, healthy. But it's getting community members to buy it.
I don't know if this is important to with yesterday, and it was startling to me. I mean, percent of the people here live under the poverty. Depends on how many people you think are in Laredo. It was 300,000. If it's 240, a lot of people say 240. If it goes, so it's closer to 30 if you take the whole count. So, the counties in the state, we're the bottom of food production in our county. To produce food in your area, you can produce in or you can, you know, grow it nearby and have farms in our county. Where are they? I didn't know that there was that many. Where are they? You know? Recoded. That's true.
I know farms also taxes.
There. And so those were all your farms. And so we. So it's the
Well,
coding piece.
This is it's on USDA. I advise everybody, I mean, there must be 300. Every county, every state, and so you have to drill down and figure out, okay, you're telling me there's this many, where are they? You got we don't produce. To 1, we're at 0.14. That is very low. 150 miles away from other places, and you know, we don't know how to aggregate food local. And we're 25% of our population is for our local population. every type of food that you could ever imagine passes through our border. We just have quickly and have a great impact, but we need the right people at the table to help us. Saying yes, you know how it is, you never know. And so, the workshop is central, is and what it means to have a food system in a city and what you gotta do. And Mark Whitney's gonna talk about that too. That's his main. For your food system, you can change, you can do a lot. So.
Centers.
You know-
So our area got approved, which South Texas Food Bank is a part of. Audience?
No, I didn't hear about this.
Okay, so there was 6 or 7 different ones approved. We don't know. 19 million, and the highest one is gonna be 42.5. So this. So we should see some money coming into web to help producers, production.
So where are these centers going to be?
We don't know yet what our role is gonna be. We're actually kind of working through Feeding Texas, but we might act as the ones that are actually gonna be giving out these grants, but I can't speak.
Then there's this other legislation that's going through right now, and do you know? Okay, there's something else happening at the state level. What's the? Anyway, so that one has to do, and I think also getting funding for food access in the state. One of the most important ways that the food access study identifies at the local level to put in the policy an integrated way. And probably the element of the workshop we're going to hear directly from the people who did the research for Texas. Any ideas on how to make this a little bit more? How would you tagline? I'm only concerned about getting people there.
Have a list of the right people.
Yeah.
And are those people coming?
Well,
Have we identified those and how are we reaching out to those?
Not just with the local organizations, then, make sure someone will say yes. What,
I wanna say two have already said yes. Um, and for example, in my board, I kind of farmers market is the ones that are, a little bit more, interested in. And then city department, health department, maybe health department has like a list. The nutritionist or someone that like, do they have like, people that they're reaching out to, like?
Yeah, yeah, Bryce Planner she's really good at, wanting to help you out when we can help us out with that. Yes,
so,
really knowledgeable, Brian.
I mean, your board, you all know certain people that you can say, we really need you to be there. So,
One thing also that I wanted to kind like, what's the message or how are you approaching people? Or because I might understand it one way, but they might understand it a different way. So I think we can all stick to the we are all, and then they're hearing it, oh, because I've heard it several from several. Kind of like the exact same thing, and then highlight what you're offering, but I mean,
We have a list of people, and it's basically the people in this room and their like board members. Right, food banks, Laredo Region. And the health department, environmental department, farm. Waiting on a letter from, we were hoping to get a letter signed by the mayor, but I think it really encourages people like, okay, like, if this is a we have the workshop letter, and it kind of describes everything in the workshop. It's our support system. So like, we have producers in Laredo, millions of dollars. Even capture, no, it just passes us by, and then we get it with like the add-on cost later. These people, just be aware about as well.
Wasn't, emphasize the importance of documenting all this information. Economic Development Department, I believe. And partner. Now, I don't know if they're gonna have the funding to outsource it or keep it. But definitely. Conversation. The advisory committee, no, not the advisory, the director of economic.
information today. We're gonna, So there's a lot of people who all planning, but they're waiting for all of this stuff to come to them and mass email with everybody.
And with that,
We are creating a food movement in Laredo. That's we want to create our culture of food and economics and all those things that have to do with success. Does that spark people's?
Again, the future of
Food in
Laredo and then
Yeah.
the food movement. In there,
Right.
La Casa de la Abuelita, something that ties everybody in who we are.
Everyone's talking about the cost, the rise of cost of food right now, that you're catch the.
Right.
Who we're talking to people behind the scenes, podcast, we have several influential.
Yeah.
But the thing is, while we're talking from behind the scenes, because everybody's working, we're not, but actually conversation were happening, even us, while we were sitting at the table, recording ourselves, posting it, tag. Those are gonna be, especially if you want specific demographic or generation, to also continue.
I think one of our goals for next week is to do these lives really intentional. So the first on Cycle Garden, so folks can see where it is, where it's coming from, and to your point, get all those details and they feel more involved.
That's the number one thing we say. We start our interviews and it's the future of. By the time you end, you say, again, el futuro de la comida en Laredo, or whatever.
And just adding the Spanish tagline, so maybe together we can think of it.
Well, it is the future of food in Laredo, so.
yeah.
Future.
Future.
But it needs to be your opening tag, you have your interview. As a spokesperson, you need to start with that tagline, then continue your conversation. We need to repeat it so much to the point that everybody's now, it's the lingo of the associated with our purpose as the food policy.
Laredo.
Yeah. It needs to be Laredo. When we say Laredo, for some reason, they love que Laredo, it's still a Spanish.
Those are all great points.
But I think we need to stick to the branding, and the branding is gonna be your tag.
Listen, so I get sponsored. And how much, $4,500 for those? Very short amount of time. And what that tells us, you know, interest, number one, but we also feel in here, or whatever, however many there are. Small businesses, or secondary businesses to food, opportunity. Essentially, they have a farmer's market to sell at. Maybe I mean, you just. You know, it's an opportunity for an exposition on. You know, they can be small business, large business, it could be people who. The, on how to grow food. Bourbon Givetta is put in gardens and teach people how to manage those gardens.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
open up. I mean, just
Yeah.
that group,
Yeah.
you know, we can. They talk to their friends and explain what
Right.
they're doing and their interests, and oh, I want to do that too. Is he doing anything?
This, yeah. On a yearly basis, maybe the workshop. Changes, the speakers. It's important to have that. And that's somebody that we're really missing.
Check, but we haven't.
Okay, I know that we're. Fine, but is there anything else?
Completed. April 10th, attendees to the open for. To send it to all professors. So you would want the RSVP and you want them. So I will send you that flyer and I will reply to what I've already sent you about.
When the next, we need a meeting of just. Next week. Yeah. And then the end of next week.
On Tuesday. And that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you also invite Chess? Thank you.